Hey guys, welcome back and welcome to my channel. So today we are going to talk about my weeks in my cousin, this new edition, and my 2026 lineup because I brought 2 data planners today. Also, my pocket planners is around. I just haven't been using this the last couple of days. So let's get into it. So I've just been playing around with the weeks and seeing how I can utilize them. So this is one of the layouts I tried out, which I really like. And then I also tried this one, which I just didn't do the weekly review because I actually wrote it here as an example. And then I did this one and I'm like, I'm not writing that again. So anyways, but yeah, so that one. And then I slightly changed. Oops. So as I said, I was doing it this week. Sorry, as I was saying in my last video, I did this and I did this section for this week. But then I decided I wanted to change things up because I felt like this was too much information overall. Like, it's fine, but like, I'd rather not look at that much information. And so I was like, how can I change this up? So I added the boxes and the review thing here and kept everything else the same, basically. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes for this week. And then I have another like Hobonichi kind of style with the semi-vertical looking things. It's not actually technically it's horizontal still, but you know what I mean. And yeah, so I've just been having some fun playing around with different styles and stuff like that and trying to figure out ways that I could use these weekly pages and stuff. And yeah, so there's that. And then there is this. So this kind of changed the game because like before this, I was thinking I was just going to get a cousin and call it a day and just put everything in the cousin. But then I got this and I was like, holy crap. So basically, long story short, is I was in Officeworks trying to find a study binder and I saw this and I was like, oh my God, that's a green TN. And then I was like, oh my God, is that A5 Slim? And I got a ruler and I measured it and I'm like, it is A5 Slim. And then when I looked at the packaging later, it said A5 Slim on it. And that's like just how, like, I just was not looking properly. I was just excited in my head, I guess. I have no idea why I didn't read the packaging. But anyways, I guess I just like assumed that it wouldn't have the sizing on there because it was like from Officeworks. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, Officeworks is a like office supply store in Australia and I think New Zealand, and I don't know if it's anywhere else. And the brand's Otto. It's just in there, like the ones with like their rings and stuff like that. And I mean, in the section, sorry. And this TN that included 2 books cost $25 only, like $24 something. And I was like, holy hell, like how can I not try this? Because I have actually been interested a little bit in A5 Slim because of the Sterling Ink A5 Slim notebook that came out this year, but not enough to like purchase a Sterling Ink notebook. And so I was like, hell yeah, let's try this out. And it comes with damn pockets and everything. So 4 pockets, 2 of the slip pockets. And then I also managed to get this pouch as well, which they also sold, which was awesome. And it has like the zippy side, pouchy type of situation going on there. And then 2 slips here. So I was like, I need to get that too. And then the first book is a monthly and I really dig this. It's 100 GSM paper, which is actually surprising. And then the second book is a ruled notebook. It comes also with these bloody freaking protectors at the end, so there's no knots, which is fantastic. I love it. And then also 4 strings, but they're not like underneath each other. They're beside each other. And thus, I have 4 functional strings, which is amazing. Oh, and a pen loop, which fits all of my pens because it's elasticated. Elasticated? Is that how you say it? Anyways, oh, and I keep... It's just the thing that keeps giving, man. And these bookmarks. I got 2 of them. And it says today on it, but I have it flipped the other way around. Anyways, so basically my plan for this notebook is to basically use it as a study pre-planner. So I could just like roughly make up a plan for the month for my units and stuff like that. And then this one is basically going to be my everything book because I have lots of ideas about different books that I want to put in here. But I'm not sure if I realistically need all the books. So instead of buying 2,000 books, I'm going to use this one and see how many times I come to each subject. And whether it deserves its own book or not, basically. So yeah, and I really like this too. I think it's 0.8 millimeter grid, and it has like a little tiny non-intrusive space to put your date if you want to. And I've been doing a lot of like planning in here. So yeah, basically when I got this A5 Slim Traveler's Notebook thing, I'm going to just call it a Traveler's Notebook because it's basically replicating one, right? I was like, okay, I really want to use A5 Slim now. And so I went down a whole rabbit hole and stuff like that. I listed basically everything that I could possibly want in terms of planners, but also need in an actual planner type of thing. And these were like my options down here that I ended up coming to a conclusion with. So I had A5 Slim Compacts plus Sterling Ink Daily, A5 Slim Compacts plus my cousin, and then all the weeklies, or use the weeklies for like, I don't know, like photos or something like that. Cousin plus Hobonichi Weeks, the complete planner, which, yes, I know, I said in my last video that I'm not that type of girly for having the way that it's organized, but I still am tempted by it. And pocket rings, or then a cousin and pocket, which was what I was leaning towards before I got this. So yeah, and then I did like another whole plan over here and worked out all the finances and stuff like that. And I was like, okay then, well, there's a couple of options that I could do. I could get the Sterling Ink A5 Slim horizontal compact, and then that would have 120 pages in it. And then I could buy an A5 Slim notebook, which would have another 272 pages. And all up, I would have 390 pages, which means that I could get a whole year of dailies, plus have 31 note pages left over for like reference notes and stuff like that. And so my plan was I was just going to buy this A5 Slim to horizontal compact at first, and then like not use 31 of the pages, and then start my dailies and do that for 3 months in that book. And then if I liked it, then get a A5 Slim notebook and continue my dailies in there. Or I could do booklets from Good Ink Compression, or if I decided I didn't like the undated dailies, then I could go to a Hobonichi Cousin in April. So that was my plan, and I was like very excited for it. And then I was going to get several notebooks depending on if I actually decide that I'm going to need like all of the notebooks that I want to have, like booklets I should say, not notebooks. I was going to buy that, and I was going to get like 3 Moleskines, and then I was going to get another one of these notebooks from Officeworks, and that was going to be about $218.64. Granted, this might be a little bit off because I was guesstimating how much the A5 Slim Compact is going to be all up, and this is with shipping. Wait, I don't know why I put $90. Hold on, let me think in my head. I think it's because I like estimating it's going to be around $40 or something. And then I also put shipping on, if that's including shipping price and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm also going to need a clear cover. So, but then I think I worked out that this is probably going to be closer to the price with a clear cover and stuff like that. So, anyway, so I was going to do that, get the this later on, the A6 Slim notebook later on, which is going to cost a freaking bomb as well. And then I was going to get a large Moleskine large 3-pack for $24.99, and then I was going to get one of these for $7.10, which is pretty freaking cheap. And that was going to be my system, and I was very, very happy with that. But I kept looking for like A5 Slim, I guess, notebooks and stuff like that, or planners. I don't even know how I got to it, but basically, long story short, is I ended up on Alti and seeing that they had a vertical planner, like basically like the Hobonichi Cousin, and I was like, oh, I could do that instead, and like kind of customize it like I've been doing in the Cousin and stuff, and then I could be in this, and I could just get like a separate daily situation going on. And then I looked more at what Nolte's had on offer, and I saw this layout, which is basically, to me, exactly what I'm kind of trying to replicate with this kind of thing, which is a space up here for my appointments and stuff like that, and then basically just blank grid, right? And so I was like, holy crap, that is perfect. That is exactly what I need. But it only came in A5 or B6 size. And so I was like, that is a bummer. But A6 size would technically fit in this cover. Sorry, my throat's getting sore. Hold on a second. So basically, I decided that I am going to get the B6 version. And it was only $35 something, which is so fucking cheap compared to like any other planner I get any other year. Actually, I guess the Hobonichi Weeks was only $40 last year, but it's still even cheaper than a Hobonichi Weeks, and it's like literally the most perfect thing ever. I do think it has 3.5mm grid, which is going to be interesting, so it's like even a little bit smaller than my Hobonichi Weeks, but we'll see how that goes. And so then the question after that was, okay, then what am I going to do about my like daily memory keeping and stuff like that? And so I started thinking about it and stuff like that. And yes, I could have got a cousin and just in all the weekly pages or did something else with them and stuff like that. But I didn't want that stress. And so I decided to ultimately go with a Kinball A5 type of thing, because it doesn't have the weekly portion in it, but it has the dailies and it doesn't have the quotes down the bottom. So I actually have a little bit of extra room. And also the times down the side are actually like a 24-hour timeline instead of this like weird situation that's going on here. It's not a weird situation. I just don't like how they do it. So I decided to take a gamble on a Kinball for next year. I also think that grid is 3.5mm ish, which is going to be definitely interesting for journaling. But I managed to snag it for $28 because there was a sale going on. And so I was like, hell yeah, I am going to try this out. And so basically I've got the Nolte, which is going to like be in either by itself or with a scratch pad. I'm definitely going to have a scratch pad with it regardless. But either I'm going to have like everything in like a one binder, or I'm going to have two separate binders. And I'm leaning towards putting it in an A5 slim binder, because I really just want to be in A5 slim as much as I possibly can. So rather than notebooks be A5 slim. But then I also got, where did it go? Oh, I'll put it away now. I also got a B6 cover if I want to put it in there too, or if I don't have to even have a cover on it. So anyways, so that's my plan. And then instead of getting Moleskines, I think I'm just going to get 4 of these notebooks, because I can get them in lined grid, dot grid or blank, I believe. And so it works out $28, and I can get 4 notebooks opposed to the Moleskines, which I'd have to get like 3 of the like large lined ones, because they don't come in a variety pack, which at least that I don't know of. Amazon in Australia doesn't have them in a variety pack. And so that's kind of annoying, because I only want 2 like lined and then 2 and then 2 blank ones. And I don't want to have to spend like $50 for like 4 notebooks. So especially when Moleskine paper is like questionable. So that's basically my plan now. Like my whole plan, and it works out to be $91.97 from like the $218.64 each. So that was an estimate from the planner up there, the thing up there. Anyways, and it's probably like the cheapest year I've ever had. And I simplified it even more with this chart. So I have my Nolte with all this stuff in it. And then I have my scratch pad with the Nolte. And then I have my secondary system here. And then I have my A5 Kinball up here for my finances, my memory keeping, and my monthly habit tracking for the section, where, you know, that section at the front. Some people use an index stuff. Yeah, this section. Except for in the Kinball, it's 2 months per page, which, so I'm not even going to have more space, which makes me happy, because I can actually put all my trackers in there and see them at a glance. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know how this video keeps going for 15 minutes. I've tried to make it a few times, so I apologize, but like I just have this energy since I've come up with the system and found everything and brought everything, and I need to let it go off my chest. So yeah, when they get here, I'll show you guys them. And until then, I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.